welcome to today's video. If you are new to this channel, hello, my name is Rachel and I run my own houseplant business here in Auckland, New Zealand, and we sell houseplants and houseplant related supplies, and this is our YouTube channel where we make videos all about those houseplants and those houseplant supplies and also behind the scenes of the small business. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, make sure to consider subscribing down below, and also if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up so we know what kind of content you guys like to see. So as you already know by the title down below, today we are going to be doing some de-flasking. I have actually already made a video in the past about de-flasking, but it was quite a while ago now, and I will pop it up here so you can go and check it out. We de-flasked some pink princess, some ring of fire, and of course a few other orchids as well, but today we are purely de-flasking orchids. We have quite a few flasks to get through today. I've actually already done 2, but we have 7 to go. No, 6. We have 6 more to go. I've actually already de-flasked 2 of these on Instagram, so if you wanted to go and check out our Instagram and see that footage there, our details are in the description box down below. And we have 6 more to do today, and they were all Phalaenopsis or Phalaenopsis type orchids. So that is basically all I have to say for an intro. I'm just going to go get straight on into the video. So I'm going to give you a quick and very basic introduction to what orchid flasks are. As you can see with these 2 here, they can either be glass jars like this or plastic containers like this. People get very creative with how they make their flasks. Orchid flasks are one of the single most reliable methods of propagation for orchids, and of course many other houseplants as well, via a method called tissue culture. Tissue culture is the growth of tissues or cells in an artificial medium which is separated from the mother plant. So in other words, they get a little bit of a leaf of another plant, tissue culture it, grow it in this stuff here which is called agar jelly, and grow new plants. It's a really amazing way of doing things. I'll put some reading material down here if you wanted to go and check it out and learn about it a little bit more. And this is the way that a lot of shops will actually get started with growing their plants from tissue culture, because it is also the most inexpensive way as well. So a few weeks ago we went to the Orchids More Expo. I did make a vlog video on that, and I will, oh gosh, almost dropped that, link that in the description box down below. I bought 8 flasks all up from a vendor that had come from overseas, that actually come from Taiwan, and they bought a whole bunch of flasks, and it was such a great opportunity to get different varieties from them to grow on for the shop eventually. So yeah, that is basically all I have to say in regards to tissue culture and flasking. Let's just get straight into de-flasking because we've got a lot to get through. Here is just a quick look at all of the flasks that I need to do. It's Labour weekend here in New Zealand, which means it is spring and the perfect time to get all of these out. And as you can see, they are so full and ready to come out. The roots on these are absolutely crazy. I mean, look at that one. That one is so full of plants. This is gonna take me forever. And here are some that I have already done. Like I said, make sure to go and check out our Instagram page for more footage of these de-flaskings. And these ones have been out of their flasks for, I'd say, half a week now, and they're still looking really good. I know it's a little bit early to tell, but yes, that is what the end result is going to be like today. So the first thing you need to do, obviously, when de-flasking is to take the lid off. Some of these actually do have pictures of what they're going to be in flower. For example, this one here has a little picture on the side there. And once you open these, you cannot go back, you cannot put them in there and close it up again. So I'm going to be doing them one by one, which indeed does take a little bit longer. However, it just ensures that if I run out of time this afternoon, I can do the rest another day. So let's open it up. Ta-da! Now, a lot of people struggle to get the plants out of these flasks, but I have a little trick for you. I've been trying it with the last 2 and it worked really well. To get the agar jelly off the roots, you need a little bit of warm water, so I'm just going to go pop it under some warm water and then let it sit in here for 10 minutes, and that should take all of the agar jelly off, and then I should be able to just slide them out the top one by one. I have put just enough water in there to cover the agar jelly, and that will loosen it all up so I can pull them out the top. So while that flask is soaking over the back there, I have set up my de-flasking station. So I have 2 tubs here. These are just the bottom of like the propagator things that you can get from Bunnings and Mitre 10. And this one I have put warm water, and this one I have put cold water. The warm one is to help get rid of the excess agar jelly that comes out with the plants, and the cold one is just to completely wash them off, because in the warm one I'm going to be using this Yates fungus fighter. Now the reason you put this in your water is to get rid of any of the fungus or nasties that is on the plants when they come out, and it also helps fight it off once they come out of there as well, because they have been in such a sterile environment for so long. They need a little bit of help protecting themselves against any kind of nasties when they come out. So I'm going to be popping a little bit of this into the warm water. Just a little bit is enough. Doesn't have to be a massive amount. So as you can see, there is less than 5 ml in this one. I'm just going to pour it in and give it a swish around. Alright, I think it's been long enough for these to be soaking now. Time to take them out. So what you want to do is you want to just very, very, very gently pull them out. As you can see, hopefully I can show you without the sun in the screen. See that? The whole agar jelly is now coming off the bottom. That's the hot water, or the warm water I should say, working its magic. Ta-da! So, I'm just going to try and pull them out one by one. See, that one is just sliding out. Ta-da! And there we have our first plant. You've still got to be very, very careful when you pull them out, but they should be totally fine. Now, you just want to get rid of all of this excess agar jelly, which is this stuff here. If you leave it on, it will rot, and it will rot the roots of the plant as well. So to do that, just pop them in the warm water, give it a bit of a swish, and most of it will fall straight off. So let's grab another one out here. Oh, that one was already coming out. That was nice and easy. In we go. And the more you pull out, the easier that they become to pull out, because they will create space for each other. Come on, out you come. The whole thing wants to come out. There we go. Here's another one. I can't get these last two out. That's so infuriating. Hang on a minute. Here we go. So once the individual plants have been washed and all the agar is gone, I'm going to take them from the warm pool and just put them in the cool pool and give them another rinse off. So once they're all out of the warm water and have had a good rinse in the cold water, it's time to pop them on the paper towels to dry. This is especially important for Phalaenopsis orchids because they do not like water in their crowns, which is this part here in between the leaves. If you get water in there and you let it sit there, it will rot the plant away. So it's so important to dry them out first. Now it's time to pot up the orchids. I have two different sized pots here. I have our 9cm pot and our 6cm pot. Some of them are a lot smaller than others, so I'm going to pot them up into obviously the size pot that suits them the most. And I'm going to be potting them into the best substrate on the entire planet, which is fernwood tree fern fiber. If you've never used this, make sure to get your hands on some of it. It is seriously the best substrate for propagation in the entire world, hands down. I'm going to start off with some of the smaller ones, so I'm going to fill that with a bit of tree fern fiber. Some of these are tiny. I'm probably actually going to have to do it on the bench. So you just need to pot them up until all of the roots are underneath the fern fiber level, and then you're good to go. I'll do a slightly larger one for you now so you can see how I do those as well. It's pretty much exactly the same process. Put the fern fiber in the bottom, and I'll actually pinch the leaves slightly upwards like that. Pop them in, and then fill up around it. And there is a larger one all ready to go. Don't worry if the leaves are a little bit dirty, those will wash off when we water them in. And 20 odd minutes later, there we have it. All of the orchids are now potted up into their individual little pots, ready to be watered and labelled. So when it comes to labeling, there is sort of a standard practice on orchid labels, and I'll show you exactly what that is. So on the back of the label, you put the date that it was de-flasked, and every time you repot it, you will add that date at the bottom. And then on the other side, of course, it's upside down. And on the other side you have the name. Now some of the names are longer than others. As you can see, this one is a cross between two different types, but luckily the one I'm doing now is just a single variety. I like to use my handy dandy brother label maker and pop them onto our growing green labels. That's because it will just basically stay forever and it won't fade in the sun. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with that. It is called Phalaenopsis Nicole. I'll put obviously all the names down the bottom. Here's someone so you can have a look at them as well and Google them and see the colors of them, or if I can find one, I'll put the colors up here so you can have have a look at them here and you don't have to Google them. Some of them, however, are crosses. There might be 2 pictures up here, which means it is a cross, which means we don't know what the flower is going to look like, so that will be really exciting once they do flower. And of course I will keep you guys updated here and on my Instagram as well. So I have typed that into the Brother printer, and then I'm going to print out however many I need, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, which is really good from a flask. The seller said there was going to be between 15 to 20, so that's a really good number. So let's print them out. Alright. So that is 9. I need to print a few more. So all of the labels have now printed off, but I have just run out of labels, so we're going to have to order some more to finish off the video, but I'm going to chop them all down to size. Now that those are done, like I said, I only have 18 here, so I need to get some more of those labels for the label machine, so I'm gonna have to do the rest of these plants on another day. I was really hoping to do more than 1 flask today because there are so many to do, but you know, what are you gonna do? Anyway, I'm going to water these ones in next, and I'm going to be using the Growth Technology Root Zone and CCS. These 2 products are amazing if you can get your hands on them and you are doing deflasking or even just your normal plants at home. You can use them on those as well. I highly recommend it. I swear to God, this has sped up the process of propagating for me by a lot. So I'm going to be using these 2 and their recommended dilutions, and I'm going to water them all in, put a label on them, and then put them on the shelf. And there we have it, a whole lot of new Phalaenopsis seedlings ready to go. Look at them all back there. There is so many. I'm so glad that I had a plant drop a couple of weeks ago on the website. So now I have a lot of space to put them. Because I am out of those labels, I'm going to stop there for today and continue another day, because there is no way in heck that I am unflasking a couple hundred plants without having any labels for them. So I will see you another day. It is now a few days later. We have the labels. We're all good to go again. And I've actually done all of the other Phalaenopsis flasks already, which I will turn around and show you in just a minute. But today I'm going to also be doing the last of the flasks. So I have 3 more to go. And these ones are all Phalaenopsis type orchids, or I have one which is this one here, which is actually something completely different. This one here is called an Oncidium mariposa. It's also known as a Psychopsis orchid, and I'll put the picture up here for you. These are the coolest things I have seen in my entire life, and I watched a YouTube video about one the other day and it was so beautiful, so I cannot wait for these to get bigger and watch them flower. They are not common here in New Zealand at all. I've never ever seen one in real life that I'm aware of, so I'm so excited to have these and I can't wait for them to flower. I've already put the water in there. As you can see, that's been soaking for a while because these roots are so unbelievably tangled. If I open it up and show you, this one's like a takeaway container. Come on. Oh, where's the little ring thing? Here we go. Beautiful. So this one here is so full. These leaves are very thick and rubbery, quite different to the Phalaenopsis. So let's just start pulling them out and deflask them. Before I do that, let me very quickly show you the rest of the ones that I've done this afternoon, starting from probably about here. These ones are all done this morning. I've just had one big marathon of deflasking because I just want to get it done. I've been doing it for like an entire week now, and it's about time that I finished and moved on to something else. So these ones are all done, and I have 3 more flasks to go. there we have it. All of the flasks have now been opened and potted up. So overall this took me around about a week to do, obviously in between other stuff as well, but it takes a very, very long time. I averaged it out was about an hour to an hour and a half per flask. Obviously the last ones that I did today were a lot more fiddly and finicky than of course the other Phalaenopsis, but yeah, it was so much fun. I love doing this. I can't wait to get more flasks, but I'm actually going to wait until some of these are sold off before getting a few more. I also wanted to really quickly show you a few of the plants that we deflasked in the last deflasking video. Again, I'll pop it up here if you wanted to check that out. Take a look at that. This is one of the pink princesses. It's still actually in the tiny little 6cm pot we potted them up in. I do need to do some repotting of these as well. I have already sold quite a lot of them off as well, so that one's definitely paying off. And then I only have a few tiny little ring of fires left. These ones obviously got a little bit more neglected compared to the other ones because they were a little bit more slow growing, but now that I have the time, I will go through obviously and take a little bit better care of these ones as well. I also have a few of the little Phalaenopsis I did as well to show you. These were actually deflasked on the 26th of December last year, so they've almost been out of their flask for an entire year. And as you can see, they're still quite little, but they are extremely hardy. They're very happy and they are growing really, really well. So yeah, that's almost killed it, but it's okay. I'm gonna put those down now. I also did some jewel orchid deflasking and they're looking really, really happy as well. So yeah, that is all for today's video. I really hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button on this video. It really helps me know what kind of content you guys like to see. And if you're in New Zealand, make sure to check out our website www.growinggreen.nz, where you can find all of the houseplant and orchid supplies you will ever need in one place. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you stopping by and I will see you in the next video. Bye!